What's up, what's up, what's up? What's happening? Yo, you already know what it is. Walt from the future. We're back for another Producer Speak. Today, I want to talk about an issue that creates a lot of anxiety in the relationship between producers and artists, and vice versa. So, as all artists and producers, and actually everybody knows, being an artist or producer at the lower level of your career doesn't mean you're making a lot of money. Either way, selling beats, or trying to push your music to random Jimmy down the street or random Jimmy off of Instagram. It doesn't really work that way. You don't make money right away. For artists, the problem comes in. It's like, all right, so how am I supposed to pay for beats, for example, when I'm not making any money?
Get a bag,
But then on the flip side, for producers, it's like, okay, well, if I'm producing full time, how am I supposed to sustain my career when I need to get paid for my work as a producer? So the main question that comes out of this is, should producers be getting paid at the early stages of their career? Now, I'm gonna discuss the pros and cons of this and then let you guys give your feedback
Speak up,
and kind of give my opinion, but there's definitely two sides to this argument I think we can explore. Now, let's take a step back and look at it from an artist's perspective and understand why artists would think they shouldn't pay for beats. Think about it. For artists, music used to cost. They used to make money off of selling, mixtapes on the corner, at the grocery store. I mean, even back when I was in school, I had people, at the store selling mixtapes. Some of them handing mixtapes out for free. That era is dead. People don't really do that shit anymore because now we have, social media. Now we have like free access to music stores with DistroKid, CD Baby, and stuff like that. So that kind of killed the need for that altogether. Don't really make money from streaming either. What is it, like 14 cents a stream or something really crazy low? You're not really making money as an artist until you're Drake, Migos, something like that. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but like you need to be at a decent level performing wise to even be making money. Have a manager and all that stuff. You gotta build a sustainable career. And at the front level of your career, artists aren't making that money. So artists may think, okay, so I'm broke as fuck. I relate.
Why you broke, nigga?
But I'm expected to pay for beats when I can't even afford this, basically, or that. Why should I be paying for beats? Or their opinion may be, okay, well, I want to build with a producer. I want to create a tangible relationship with a producer. So having to pay for beats, or it may just be, look, when I get to where I'm gonna be, like I'm gonna put this producer on, like. Or I'm gonna put the producers that put me on. I'm gonna put them on, like some kind of attitude where it's like, look, I can't afford beats right now, but in the future, it'll make more sense. I can see that from an artist's perspective, and honestly, thinking of it from my perspective, being an artist, I make my own beats. But back when I was just an artist and I wasn't really making beats, I bought beats. So I'm not I'm not the artist I'm talking about. But I completely understood. There was times. I mean, back in high school, I didn't have money to buy beats, so I was thinking, okay, like, should I use these beats or should I use free beats? Or it's a question you gotta ask when you don't have money. But the underlying principle of it is, will producers expect to get paid because they're putting money into their beats, right? Now let's look at it from the producer's perspective, because that adds a whole interesting flip side to it. Now from a producer's perspective, spend money on equipment. We spend money on promo and marketing. Artists also spend money on promo and marketing, but there's not a lot, but there's a lot of expenses that go into it. A lot of producers may choose to do it full time. I'm doing it full time. Some artists also choose to do it full time, so it doesn't mean that artists aren't doing the same thing. But with a producer, there's certain costs associated with like the technology, the beat platforms such as Airbit or BeatStar subscriptions that take into account the cost of making beats. And then on top of that, when you're giving it to an artist, well, the general marketplace is selling beats. That's a common thing. Beats have always been sold. It's different when it was just in the industry and beats were sold to artists that were, in the industry. There's advances. Now it's online and the beat selling game has changed. So now it's like, okay, there's an expectation that you should be buying a beat. That expectation is completely reasonable. I completely understand that. Another thing which may be, a reasonable argument is on the producer side, it's much different. The come up of being a producer is much different than the come up of being an artist. For example, like artists, when they blow up, achieve a lot of fame, a lot of mainstream notoriety, and that basically pays for itself in a way, if that makes sense. Whereas if a producer gets an artist that blows up, well, the producer's probably not, going to be the Hollywood Reporter, a few guys like, Metro, the Pierres of the world, like, they're cool producers. But a lot of producers are still in their bedroom, even when their artist is, making millions on tour, popping bottles of champagne, inflating pools in their hotel rooms. They're still in their bedroom, typing away on their keys. I'm making beats, I'm making beats. Because of that, many producers will argue, well, artists are investing in their career so they can get the fame and the money, whereas we're just investing so we can live off of our passion. And that makes a lot of sense. If producers are investing to live off their passion, whereas artists generally are investing in their career to achieve fame and to live off their craft. So they get an extra bonus that producers often have trouble attaining unless they have a really great personality or something else that draws people to them. Because being a producer isn't a front face part of the music. So an artist who really wants their career to blow, they're expected to invest in themselves. So buying things like beats, studio time, all that stuff, that completely makes sense to expect an artist to pay for it. And if you can't pay for it, you do it yourself. Like for me, when I decided I didn't want to pay for it, I built my own studio, I started to make my own beats, and I started selling beats to other people. But I did that so I could, have a sustainable way of making my beats, recording myself without having to pay a lot of money for it, killing my overhead costs almost completely. Now, there's certain things that irk people that are going on right now with, beat sales and producer tactics, which may turn artists off. You have these funnels, you got people selling like 100 beats for like $3, absolutely ridiculous things like that. Just turning beats into a business scheme. It's not really about the art anymore, it's just about making money. Now that dilutes the marketplace, it kind of destroys it in my opinion. Things like that kind of devalue the art of producing. It may, give artists a certain image and a certain idea. You have producers saying beats are free, which, they're free, but artists can't profit. And I understand, yeah, it's good. It's a good way to get attention, get the algorithm going. A lot of artists don't read the fine print and then get mad after that. And then, that causes a further rift between the producer and the artist, which, we need each other, but that kind of, things that cause dissent just further drive that relationship between the artist and the producer in general down. So when you have producers running it like purely a business and not really the art, I'm looking to make great art with these artists. No, I'm just trying to sell these beats. I just make beats on FL. These are fire, bro. You should buy them. Why aren't you buying my beats? These are just fire. Well, then, yeah, you're devaluing the art, and therefore artists have less reason to want to fuck with you and buy your beats if you're devaluing the art. So in my opinion, the way the producer business is being run at the moment can cause the rift where artists may think, okay, why should I have to pay for beats? But also artists are not thinking big picture and why they should be paying for beats, in my opinion. So I think artists are not considering what producers are giving up and what they need to give up to be a producer, plus the benefit long-term of being a producer versus the benefit long-term of being an artist and the success and the different things those bring in. And what it takes to have a sustainable life as a producer versus a sustainable life as a successful artist. I can understand why artists would think, okay, I would rather have a producer who gives me free beats while I build up my career. But I can also understand a producer who says, okay, I want an artist that, buys these beats because they have value. I created them, they have value. I'm giving it to them to use. It's not theirs. I want them to pay for it. They have value. And then, there's producers who think, I'm going to give everything away for free. I'm never going to charge anybody for anything. I'm never going to show any value. And then those producers get left in the dust. Yes, you have to understand your work has value. And it's okay. Even Zaytoven said this. I think Metro has said it. A few other producers have said it. Yeah, I give beats away for free to the right artist when I know the artist is serious about their career. It's okay to say, okay, I'll give you some free beats. I hope that you'll invest in me as a producer. And you guys have a relationship that, builds. And, you give some, they give some. It's not a completely free relationship, but it's mutually beneficial, and some things are free. You charge them for some stuff, you don't charge them for others. Producers, if you can learn how to engineer, if you can learn how to do artwork, if you can learn how to do anything related to the other side of the music that has to do with marketing and leverage that, you can make a lot more money than just being the guy on FL and the keys, LA produce. Learn another skill, learn another talent to benefit the artist. They will fuck with you way more, I guarantee you. You just have to put in the time to learn another skill or use an existing skill you have to create that value. The beats aren't everything anymore. You need more than just beats. You have to be more as a producer if you expect artists to take you seriously and spend money with you.
For the people in the back,
and I guess down to the final part of just the question, do I think artists should pay for beats? Yes, I do think artists should pay for beats. As an artist myself, like I said, I used to buy beats. You know, even living on a college budget, I invested money in beats for my final project. You know, it wasn't a lot, but I think artists should buy beats because producers create things of value. I don't think you should, you know, have to pay $1,500 for an exclusive every time. But you know, if you're serious about your career, you need to invest in it, and that comes down to buying beats as well. Now, like I said, if you have a great relationship with the producer, yeah, you know, he shouldn't be charging you an arm and a leg for everything you guys do together. It's a relationship you guys need to build together. But it's your producer, man. Don't have him out here, you know, eating. Put that man on, give him a little bit of bread for his time and effort he puts in, you know, really making sure that your shit pops. Same for your engineers, same for everyone else around you. Show value in those people as an artist, but producers, don't be stingy. Find an artist, build with them. If you just want to sell beats and you just treat it like a business, that's cool. But also realize, if you're just in the beat game to sell beats and you don't really have a passion for music, you're getting frustrated, why aren't people buying my beats? Bro, get the fuck out the game, man, nigga. I'm sorry, it's not for you. But if you're really in this shit for the art and you're really for the music, understand, sometimes you're gonna have to give beats away for free. Like I said, find the right artist. Find someone serious about their career. Don't make everything free. Not everything's a handout, but build relationships. Long term, you're gonna make a lot of bread. You're gonna get a lot of bags, but you gotta be intentional about what you do. And understand, some artists aren't always gonna be able to pay for beats, but when you find the artist that is serious with you and you guys elevate, that bag gonna be looking sweet. I'm talking Louis Vuitton, Gucci with some diamonds on it. Now go get that bag, y'all. So this has been Producer Speaks episode 2. It's been a while since the last one. I'm gonna try and do these more often. But yeah, that's just my opinion on artist and producer relationship and the whole question about buying beats. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please drop a like if you're new to the page and give us a follow. Go ahead and fuck with your boys over at the CW. You know what we already doing. Great beats, great content, and great knowledge for all y'all. So let's build and let's accelerate in 2020.